Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and after days of playing what I think is gonna be my next main in Overwatch, Aqua, aka Wuyang, has left the game! No! Hey guys, editing Zach here. He's actually still live in Overwatch, but only until like 4, so by the time I watch this video, like maybe an hour or two. But it's okay, because he comes back next week with Season 18! But that also means I have to wait a week and play Drive Weekend! No! Wuyang was the most fun character added ever since Juno. The problem with Freya was that she was just okay. Her design wasn't nothing to write home about, and her hero kit was just, it was just not special. Hazard was also fine, but he just came out during the peak of Rivals. But Wuyang, I feel like, was a character that solved a lot of problems that so many support characters have been trying to solve for ages. And that's figuring out how to heal while also trying to have fun. Whenever people ask me what I think about Wuyang, I always tell them the same answer, and that is Wuyang is a DPS in a support's body. However, he doesn't struggle with the healing aspect. A lot of people are saying that Wuyang is underpowered, and I don't know if they're referring to his DPS or if they're referring to his healing. And well, yes, Wuyang is not going to be this healing machine compared to someone like Ana or even Mercy or someone that primarily heals. That's their main job. He can still dish out a lot of healing, and I think the reason why people complain about his healing is that they're not really utilizing the other parts of his hero kit when healing. They're just slamming to do damage, or they're riding their wave to just ride it for funsies, when really you can use everything in his hero kit to help you out with your healing. So if you're struggling when it comes to Wuyang's healing, this is what you gotta do. Whether it's a DPS, but especially if it's a tank that desperately needs heals, what you wanna do is throw your passive healing on that target, and then you wanna slam that target to then apply the antibiotic grenade. Then you wanna heal for a little bit about halfway through, and then you wanna ride your wave with the perk that allows him to recharge 33% of his healing resource meter, allowing you to heal even more. This is how you can effectively heal a tank when someone needs your full heal attention. But the thing is though, that's not really what Wuyang is supposed to be used for, is in a situation where you're in dire need for his healing. Yes, it can happen, but what I find that Wuyang's most effective with is just DPSing. I said earlier Wuyang solved the issue that so many support characters struggle with, and that's being able to, well, have fun while doing the boring part about a support character, which is healing. Now, I'm saying that kind of in tongue-in-cheek because, yes, some support characters love healing your teammates. I don't. I hate my teammates. I don't want to heal them, but I have to. It's kind of what you sign up for when you pick support. But what oftentimes happens is that my allies, whether they take 10 damage or 10 million points of damage, I have to heal them, and that means that I have to take my attention away from the fun part of Overwatch, which is DPSing, to then tend to their little baby wounds. Oh, poor you need some healing? Well, here's some healing, and here's some more healing, and here's even more healing! One reason why I just couldn't click with Kriko as a hero, no matter how much I forced her as my main, is that whether my teammates needed 20 healing or 200 healing, I would need to take 100% of my attention away from the fun element of Kriko, which is throwing kunai, to throw papers to my allies. And this would constantly happen throughout the game. That's not to say that Kriko's a bad hero, that's just to say that I couldn't click with her as a hero. But then here comes my glorious King Wuyang to solve all of my issues! You just throw that water ore on your Genji, on your Reaper, your Pharah, your Tracer, your Soldier, doesn't matter, you throw it on them. And if they need 10 healing, that takes care of it. If they need 50 healing, that water ore takes care of it. And the fact that the line of sight doesn't break for 5 seconds means that they can be aggressive, you can hang out in the back, and you can control your water orbs without having to take your attention away from controlling your water orbs. That is why Wuyang is just so fun, because you don't have to worry about the minuscule healing task that takes so many of the support's attention away from the fun element. Now, obviously, if your ally needs like 100 healing or 150 healing and your main support on your team is dead, which they probably are because they're a teammate, you always get the worst teammates, you throw that passive aura on them, you yellow beam them, and then maybe you slam your staff to give them that antibiotic grenade effect, and then you go back controlling your water orbs. Which, by the way, can we talk about his water orbs and just how unique and awesome and fun it is to control it? Yeah, at first it might be a little bit difficult, but over time, you just slowly start to get the hang of it, and you'll discover the satisfaction of being able to curve that water orb past a corner and get a kill, throw it over a building, and splash it on a Pharah and get that kill. It's just so good to get kills with them. Oh, the rest of the hero kit is also great too. Yeah, it's kind of just a culmination of other heroes' abilities, like his yellow beam is just a mercy yellow beam, his staff slam is just an honor grenade, his wave that he rides is just a Juno boost, and his ultimate is like a Reinhardt Earth Shatter Diva Bomb. Okay, maybe that's pretty unique in itself, but that doesn't mean that Wuyang is perfect. There's still a few things that I would fix about Wuyang, but it's not really things that a lot of people are complaining about, which is the lack of damage or the lack of healing. I honestly think that might just be a skill issue. Now, this is also coming from somebody that has only been playing him for 4 days. Maybe when I get into competitive and get against people my own rank, I'll start to see the faults in Wuyang and I'll change my opinions on him. But at least as of right now, the tune that I'm singing is a lot of just UI things I would love for them to add upon launch. The first thing is to add some sort of blue glow under his orb to indicate where the orb is. So many times I have his orb at eye level and I'm trying to curve it around the corner and I think I'm past a building and then it just slams into a wall. If they could add some sort of glow so that you can measure out how far it is in conjunction with the wall, kind of like how they already do have it if you have his water orb just riding right above the floor very slightly, I think that could really make a world of difference with him. Unless they're trying to add this skill layer to him, then fine, whatever, but I think that would be a really cool addition. The second thing is to add a timer for his ultimate. I know it's 4 seconds, but sometimes I can't really hear the indication marker of when it's about to explode, so adding some sort of timer could really be helpful. The third thing that I've noticed is just a really big pain in the butt when it comes to playing with Wuyang is the recharge rate. Maybe just making it a little bit faster, maybe making it 6 seconds instead of 8 seconds to fully recharge can make a world of difference when it comes to the healing element for this support character. And the final thing is adding a little bit more damage to his ultimate explosion. Right now it's at 100 damage when it explodes. Maybe making it 150, maybe 200. I mean, it's an ultimate and it's something that people can escape from. Like, so many times I use the ultimate on myself or even an ally, where most of the time I just try to use it on myself because some of these allies, bro, they're just so stupid. They run away from the target, so it's like, no, get in the enemy's face. But even if they do get in the enemy's face, they just can easily run away from this relatively small explosion radius. If you get caught in this Wuyang explosion radius, I feel like there should be a little bit more damage than 100 and getting knocked down for a teeny weeny bit of time. But besides those few things, overall, I do think Wuyang is pretty balanced. Now, again, that's after like 4 days of playing with him. Maybe my tune will change once he releases, but the fact of the matter is he's really fun. And I think if you have a fun character on hand, you don't want to nerf that. Like, you don't want to take away from the fun element, whether it's his damage numbers or even his healing numbers. You want to keep that intact. And if anything, just buffing the good elements, just buffing the character, I think would do wonders for him. But I think the people that are saying that he's underpowered just haven't really spent a lot of time with him. I mean, it took me 2 hours until I got on my very first game, and during that time, I had a lot of practice with his orbs. But I really do think if you just get the hang of his orbs, you unlock the fun element of Wuyang. And then once you realize his hero kit can work together with his healing abilities, that's when you unlock the true potential of Wuyang, the true balance of a support and a DPS character. And it's kind of funny because it's kind of the whole lore of Wuyang, this ebb and flow, this balance-like character of healing and DPS. And you just have to use all the elements in conjunction with one another. But overall, I would rate Wuyang like an 8.5, maybe even a 9 out of 10. He is a lot of fun, and whether he's underpowered or overpowered, if you have a fun character, I think a lot of people will just still take the time to try to learn them. I mean, they do that with Doomfist already. But let me know what you guys think about the new character, Aqua, aka Wuyang, and if you're going to be maining him once he releases in Season 18. But until then, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch 2 videos to come, and bye.